Audi's S3 has always championed subtlety, but over the years some have seen this car's driving dynamics as being perhaps a touch too subtle. Those people might like this improved third-generation version, which offers more power and greater capability, along with an even more appealing cabin. All without delivering the kind of showy exuberance of some of its rivals. As before, there's a choice of 3 or 5-door hatch body styles, plus a saloon or a cabriolet too. Either way, you get a very complete 310 PS performance package that's cool, understated, and very Audi.
On the move, this improved S3 gets some key improvements over the original third-generation model, namely a revised Quattro system that rewards enthusiastic driving with a more rear-orientated power balance and an extra 7th ratio if you specify the S-tronic paddle-shift auto gearbox that we're trying here. The 2-litre TFSI petrol turbo engine has been tweaked too, with a 10 PS power increase to 310 PS, helping to facilitate a rest to 62 sprint time of just 4.6 seconds in this S-tronic variant. Now that is as quick as a twin-turbo Porsche 911 Carrera. Now, unlike some previous Audi small-capacity turbos, this car's power plant makes an interesting noise when you put some demand on it. OK, so the sound you get is, to some extent, artificially generated via an electromechanical sound actuator in the front bulkhead and a sound flap in the exhaust that opens when you stick your foot down. But who cares about that? It's still rich, bassy, and it's nearly as nice as the purer note that you'd find in the straight six of a rival BMW M140i. It's certainly preferable to the domineering turbo whoosh of a Ford Focus RS. We would specify the optional magnetic ride damper control package that lets you tweak the ride via the various settings of the standard Drive Select driving mode system. Now, this is one of those setups that alters the steering, the throttle response, the stability control thresholds, and the gear change timings to suit the kind of motoring that you want to do. A word we keep coming back to when discussing this S3 is subtle. Now, some might feel this car is too pared back and that for the kind of money being asked, you should be rewarded with a bit more drama. And that's one view. Another might well be that if you've got to the point in life where you can afford to spend a substantial amount of money on a very fast performance hatch, saloon or cabriolet model, then you might well be done with worrying who notices you and what they think about your purchasing decisions. And it's with this kind of customer in mind that this S3 wears its ornamentation lightly, whichever of the 4 available body styles you choose. We should cover the visual changes made to this revised third-generation model, and they start here at the front, where the familiar single-frame grille is now wider, more sharply contoured. The headlamps are subtly different too. They're flatter, more distinctive than before, with more modern full LED lighting replacing the previous xenon units. Or you can now go further still and opt for Audi's clever matrix LED headlamp system that's able to continually react to other road users and ambient conditions. Now let's get behind the wheel and let Audi weave that little spell it likes to lay on you before you've even turned the key of this S3. It's all in the details. There's black headlining with contrast stitching, an aluminium look pedal set, and classy S logos on the door sills, the steering wheel and the gear knob, all nicely setting off the soft touch tactility and the exquisite dashes of chrome. Nobody does this better than Ingolstadt. Once comfortable, you grip a lovely flat-bottomed, chunky S3 embossed leather-trimmed sports steering wheel, and through it on a standard model you view grey-faced, white-needled instruments. Now, they are not present here because in this case we've got a key option that's been added to this improved Mark III model, the Audi Virtual Cockpit. It is a pity you have to pay extra for it, but if you can, you get yourself a real cabin talking point. The setup replaces the entire instrument binnacle with a 12.3-inch colour TFT screen that's fully digital and customisable with smart 3D graphics and really highly detailed effects. So let's take a seat in the back. A 6-footer can sit behind an equally lanky driver, but it is a fairly snug fit. And as you'd expect from this class of car, 3 across the back here only really works if the people concerned are of school-going age. Finally, let's have a look at the boot. 365 litres in size in the 3-door model, or 380 litres if you go for this slightly lengthier Sportback variant. The joy of ownership here doesn't necessarily come from clipping apexes at the limit of grip, although the S3 will indulge you in that way if you want it to. Indeed, it comes from owning something jewel-like and exclusive. A very, very quick car that doesn't overly immerse you in the business of going, well, very, very quickly. The thinking person's super hatch. Now, you're looking at it right here